Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. In this video, I'm going to be reacting to the Barnes & Noble 10 Best Books of 2022. I'm going to go through the general 10, like their 10 best, no specific genres. Then I'm going to move on to middle grade. Probably should go in age order. We'll go middle grade, YA, then adult, mainly focusing on fantasy and sci-fi. So I will read them in the order in which they appear on the screen when I pull them up on Barnes & Noble, and I will read them from 10 to 1. So without further ado, let's go. Book number 10 for the Barnes & Noble 10 Best Books of 2022, we have Skandar and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Stedman. Number 9, The Song of the Cell by an author that I'm not going to try and pronounce their name because I'm going to butcher it, so I will add in a clip. Prisoners of the Castle by Ben Macintyre. The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Gunty. A World of Curiosities by Louise Penny. Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. The Light We Carry by Michelle Obama. Babel by R.F. Kuang. And number 1 book of 2022, we have I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy. Alright, so my reactions. As for Skandar and the Unicorn Thief, not surprised at all. Because when I was still a bookseller, this was pushed to us to sell. And I say this in the sense that it got to the point where my store manager was trying to get every bookseller to sell 1 copy every shift. Really, Leon? Do you have something to say? I do know that this is going to be made into a movie. The director is Steven Spielberg. Obviously, he's commonly known for E.T., Jaws, Jurassic Park. And the screenwriter, the one writing the script for it, is the one that wrote the script for the Paddington movies. So keep an eye out for that. The Song of the Cell, I actually have an arc of over with my nonfiction books. I haven't read it. I only grabbed it from the break room because of the fact that I have a degree in biology, so it intrigues me. However, I do know it's not released yet, so I don't know why it's considered a best book when they haven't even published, right? But whatever. And the rest I really don't have much to say about, except Babel. That's not a surprise at all. It's been a huge anticipated release for a bunch of people because of the fact they loved R.F. Kuang in the Poppy War. But I also know that this being more of a dark academia book, that extends, the interests of individuals. And I'm Glad My Mom Died. Is anyone really shocked? Like, let's be honest. With the publicity this book has had and the sales, this book, normally publishers do not get big sales on memoirs from celebrities. Memoirs in general do not sell well. So they printed a small amount. My store only got 3 copies. And they were gone pretty much instantly. And it took a while to get them back. And I do know that this isn't just our store. I know that, and it's not just US, this is worldwide. This book has been selling out like hot cakes. And I don't want to speculate as to why I think it is, because it will probably ruin some of the points in the memoir for people. So I'm just gonna If you want to find out why it is sold well, I'll chat in the comments down below. So that's the 10 best books. The middle grade books. I'm just going to highlight a couple. I'm not going to read all 10. Because some of these, I don't even know who wrote them. Like, I've never heard of these books. And I shelf in kids. Like, that was my section. So we have The Last Kids on Earth by Max Brallier, I think is how you pronounce it. Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. Skandar, surprisingly. 2 Degrees by Alan Grant. Cat Kid by Dave Pilkey. Hocus Pocus by A.W. Jantha. Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. And Keeper of the Lost Cities, Stellar Lune by Shannon Messenger. That was the top 8, because those are the ones that I recognize. Amari and the Great Game is the follow-up to Amari and the Night Brothers, and I'm not surprised that it's on this list, because it's the first book in the series did well. It had a great reception, so the second book, everyone's going to want to see where this story goes, so I'm totally understandable. Alan Gratz, he does great on a lot of his stuff. He does historical fiction, and I think this is about wildfires out in California. Dave Pilkey, he's been a favorite of everybody, from Halloween Dog to Captain Underpants. That's just him, you know. Hocus Pocus, of course, anything Hocus Pocus this year is huge because of the movie, the second movie coming out. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I mean, we're up to the 17th book in the series. Is anyone surprised? And Keeper of the Lost Cities, this is the 9th book in the series. So, like, again, Keeper of the Lost Cities has been a beloved series for a bunch of individuals. I'm not surprised by this list at all. Alright, let's move into young adult. These I will probably have more to say about, because I know these ones slightly better. We'll start with number 7, Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Is it Gallant or is it Gallant? Gallant by V.E. Schwab. 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas. The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. And Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. What do I think of those 7 books? Gallant, I mean, it's Schwab. A lot of people love V.E. Schwab. Holly Jackson, she's always a great sell. Aidan Thomas, not surprised. He's a YA favorite author for sure. Same with Stephanie Garber. I mean, Adam Silvera, this is the second to they both die in the end. And that blew up on TikTok. Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. Not surprised, it's the 3rd book in a series. And the series has been well received by people. Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. This, I have a feeling, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I can be wrong. Is you have the fans that like to read buying this book. And then you have the Nightmare Before Christmas diehards that they may not read, but because it's Nightmare Before Christmas, they're going to buy it. buying this book. And in my opinion, that's why this sold so well. I could be wrong. It's very well likely that I am wrong. Just my opinion. All right. We're on to the Barnes & Noble Best Sci-Fi and Fantasy of 2022. This list, I'm not surprised by some of the books on here. Some of them I am. Number 10, we have The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. Number 9, we have Book of Night by Holly Black. Number 8, we have Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lynn Tan, which I've already pre-ordered that book because 1, it is a gorgeous cover, 2, I have the first book, so why not, and 3, it's gonna look so pretty on my shelves. Number 7, we have House of Sky and Breath, a Crescent City novel by Sarah J. Maas. Number 6, we have The Fall of Numenor by J.R.R. Tolkien. Which, is it Tolkien or is it Tolkien? Because I've heard it pronounced both ways. Tolkien or Tolkien? Like, what do you think? How do you pronounce it? Number 5, we have A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, which I have not seen this book anywhere. But the cover is very beautiful. So I might have to look into that after we're done filming. Number 4, we have the Queen herself, Tamsin Muir, with Nona the Ninth. Then number 3, we have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Number 2, we have The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake. And number 1, no shock to anyone, we have R.F. Kuang with Babel. My reaction to this list: 1, I'm surprised Sarah J. Maas isn't further up in the list because it's Sarah J. Maas. Number 2, I need to get my hands on that J.R.R. Tolkien book because I'm in a mood for some Tolkien. I started reading The Hobbit yesterday after watching Rings of Power and the extended versions of the movies last week. Now I'm in the mood for everything Tolkien. And I've never read any of them, so this is going to be a fun journey for us. Heart of the Sun Warrior, already pre-ordered it. Book of Night, I'm kind of surprised is there. Like, I know Holly Black is a favorite author of people because of her Cruel Prince YA series, and this is her debut into adult, which, you know, kudos to her for making that jump. However, this book hasn't had the best reviews that I've seen, so I'm surprised it's on this list. Nona the Ninth, Tamsin Muir is a queen, and I absolutely love her. I have loved everything she has put out so far. So she's definitely one of my favorite authors. Legends and Lattes, I'm not surprised. This book went viral on TikTok, and it's made its rounds on BookTube. And I have ordered a copy because I need to see what it's all about. Like, I know it's a cozy, it's like the fantasy version of a cozy mystery, and I'm here for it. Olivia Blake, this is the second book in her series. The first is the Atlas 6. Again, dark academia. It went its rounds on TikTok and now it's getting traditionally published, and the second book has come out, and I'm not sure how I feel. I'm not too sure about it. I know people enjoyed the Atlas 6 when it was self-pub, but then when it got picked up for traditional, there was some changes, and they didn't like it as much. So I'm curious. Will I buy it? Maybe. Will I borrow it from the library first? Definitely. And Babel. We've already talked about Babel. R.F. Kuang is huge, and she's a favorite of many people. And I know that it has high reviews on Goodreads, but also I know that it has high reviews on Goodreads before it was even published. Like, people were giving it 5 stars, and before it was out, were just hyping it up. They didn't even say if they had an arc of it that they had read. They were just hyping it because it was Kuang. Which, nothing against R.F. Kuang, but I definitely am interested to see more. So, that is the ones that I am reacting to. I'm kind of curious. Did Colleen Hoover make a list? Why am I not surprised? At all. Coho is in the number 1 spot. But anyways, remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valid.